We live in a wild world. Information flies at us at warp speed. Social media and news websites constantly bombard us with updates. It's exciting. It's also overwhelming. This constant flow of information can be tough to navigate. How do we know what's true and what's not? The answer is important. We need to be able to spot misinformation. Think about it. You're scrolling through your feed. You see a shocking headline. It could be about a political scandal, a health crisis, or even a celebrity death hoax. You might be tempted to believe it. We've all been there. But hold on a second. How do you know if it's actually true? The goal of this essay is simple. We're going to learn how to spot fake truths. We'll explore the tools and techniques to stay informed in this age of information overload. Get ready to become an informed citizen. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is misinformation? Simply put, misinformation is false or inaccurate information. It's often presented as if it were true. This is where things get tricky. Misinformation can be spread intentionally or unintentionally. Sometimes people share false information without realizing it's wrong. Other times there's a deliberate attempt to mislead people. Think about those social media posts claiming a miracle cure for a serious illness. These posts often go viral. People desperately want to believe there's an easy solution. Sadly, these claims are often completely false. They prey on vulnerable people. This is just one example of how misinformation can be harmful. Misinformation is more than just an inconvenience. It's a serious problem with real-world consequences. Think about the impact on public health. The spread of misinformation about vaccines has led to a resurgence of preventable diseases. This is a scary thought. We have the tools to prevent these diseases, but misinformation gets in the way. Misinformation also threatens social unity. Fake news stories can stir up hatred and division within communities. We've seen how easily false information can incite violence and unrest. Remember, misinformation thrives on our emotions. It's designed to make us angry, afraid, or outraged. When we react to information without verifying it, we're playing right into the hands of those who seek to divide us. Section 4, Red Flags, Spotting the Telltale Signs. So, how do we protect ourselves? The first step is to be aware of the common signs of misinformation. One red flag is a sensationalized headline. If a headline seems too outrageous to be true, it probably is. Fake news often relies on clickbait titles to grab attention. Don't be fooled. Another warning sign is a lack of credible sources. Legitimate news articles cite their sources. These sources allow you to verify the information. If an article doesn't provide any sources, be skeptical. Look for articles from reputable news organizations. Finally, pay attention to the tone of the article. Does it use emotional language or personal attacks? Misinformation often aims to manipulate your emotions. This is a tactic to bypass your critical thinking skills. Stay vigilant. Section 5, Fighting Back, Fact-Checking Websites. Thankfully, we're not defenseless in this fight against misinformation. There are powerful tools at our disposal. Fact-checking websites like Snopes and factcheck.org, are our allies. These websites are dedicated to debunking false claims and verifying information. They are essential resources in the fight against fake news. Let's say you come across a claim about a politician that seems suspicious. You can head over to Snopes and type in some keywords. Snopes will show you whether the claim has been previously debunked. It's like having a team of expert researchers at your fingertips. Pretty cool, right? Section 6, The Importance of Critical Thinking. While fact-checking websites are incredibly useful, they're not a magic solution. We need to use our own critical thinking skills. Don't blindly trust everything you read online, even if it comes from a friend or family member. Ask yourself some questions before you hit the share button. Does this information make sense? Is it consistent with what I already know? What's the source of this information? A little bit of skepticism can go a long way. Section 7. Join the fight against fake news. We've covered a lot of ground in this essay. We've learned about the dangers of misinformation, how to spot it, and the tools we can use to verify information. Now it's time to put this knowledge into action. The next time you see a shocking headline or a suspicious claim, don't just take it at face value. Check your sources, consult fact-checking websites, and use your critical thinking skills. We all have a role to play in stopping the spread of misinformation. Together, we can create a more informed and discerning online community.